Hey everyone, it's Emily. Welcome back on my channel. Today's video is going to be my August TBR. So I'm going to be sharing with you the books that I'm hoping to read in the month of August. And I'm possibly going to participate also in the Tome Topple Readathon, which is like my third readathon in a row. And I feel like maybe it's going to be a bit too much. We'll see how it goes. But basically, the main goal of that readathon is to read big books, books that are over 500 pages. And I don't know if I want to participate to all the other challenges. I think I'm going to focus on that this month, or just reading big books. And on the ones that I'm planning on like starting this month, none of them are under 350 pages. Most of them are pretty big. So I'm excited. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read all of them. We'll see, but let's go through them. The only book that is short is something that I want to finish, and it is this one. This is nonfiction. This is Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I started this in my last readathon, the BookswithEmilyFox, and I'm enjoying myself, but it was like something that was too heavy to just try and like force myself to read in one sitting. So I will be continuing this. I'm enjoying myself. I also wanted to mention, if you haven't seen the video, this is not for beginners. If you know nothing about physics, this will just go right over your head. So I would start with something that is a little bit more basic and then go towards this one afterwards. Otherwise, it's going to be super confusing. So far, I'm enjoying it, but I need to finish it. I have been rereading Harry Potter, which actually is my first time reading them in English. So I want to continue. I'm going to be reading the sixth one, which is actually, well, if it's still the case, it was my favorite book of the series. So it's Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And yeah, it used to be my favorite. So hopefully it still is. I doubt anything has changes. So I'm excited. This one is over 500 pages, so I could totally read this for the readathon. Next, I've been pretty much reading every single book Brandon Sanderson has written. So I thought, you know what? It's time for me to continue this. And I want to read Warbreaker. And this was a standalone, but I believe he's coming out with a second book. I believe it's just a duology. Since it was written as a standalone, I feel like it's going to stand really well on its own, and it is over 500 pages. I've been enjoying pretty much every single one of his books, so it shouldn't be something that isn't to my taste. Every time he writes something, there's a great world building, there's always great magical system, it's always super different from each other, and I don't know anything about it. And I'm happy to start it without knowing anything. It's always better that way. But that one also has like almost 600 pages, so. Next is a classic, because I've been meaning to read more classics, and each month I make you vote in my TBR for one book you want me to add to said TBR. And last month this book was the most voted for, and with the readathons and everything, I just had no time to read it because this is a big book. It's over 500 pages, so I'm including it for this month. Better late than never. So this is East of Eden by John Steinbeck, and I haven't read any of these books yet, and all I know is that it's a classic, everyone seems to love it, and that it's kind of a retelling of like Adam and Eve. So that's all I know. It's huge. There's exactly 600 pages, so it's not a small book, and it's probably going to take me a while because classic usually are a little bit more slow-paced. We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited because I know so many people that say this is one of their all-time favorite books. And this year I've been reading a lot of meh books, so I need some favorites. The next one, you can kind of see how big it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I have been wanting to read more Stephen King because I have been enjoying most of the books that I've read from him so far. And this one, there's a movie coming out, and I've never seen the movie. I've never read the book. I'm very, very scared of it. There's over 1,000 pages, and it is it. And all I know is that it is horror and that it is about clowns. And that, I don't know if it's the reason why so many people are scared of clowns, which I don't have that issue unless they walk around at night with knives, which... So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I have to admit, I'm very, very scared of it. It's humongous. I feel like if I read a little bit, like a couple hundred pages every week, I should finish this in a month, but I don't know. Seems very daunting to me. But if I'm enjoying myself, I should be enjoying the 1,000 pages. But I mean, this edition is really amazing because it's super floppy, but I'm scared. But hopefully I will be scared by the content and not just the size of it. So I've been wanting to read more literary fiction, just a little bit, because again, it's not necessarily the genre I'm the most into, because usually I just read a lot of fantasy or sci-fi, and This has been recommended to me by a friend. This is The Unseen World by Liz Moore. I don't know much. I know that it's a daughter and her father. There's like a relationship with them, and I don't know anything else. It came highly recommended. I mean, at one point, when you trust someone's opinion, you just decide, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. So that's what I need to do. Not last one, but the one before, I read Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, which is a dystopian YA book that was popular, although I feel like a lot of people were saying, oh, it's just another dystopian. I read it having pretty low expectations, so I ended up really enjoying it. The like magical powers were interesting. That's pretty much the main thing. There was some like romance that I wasn't super into, but like why? It's kind of how it is very often, but I enjoyed myself more than expected, so I decided to continue. So I am planning on reading this month Glass Sword by... For a second I got super confused. I'm like, that's not the name of the author. Kneel or Bleed, Victoria Aveyard. And yeah, it's just the second book in that series. I believe there's 3 books. It's a trilogy, so I need to read the second one. And this one has over 400 pages. So again, a pretty big book, but it's YA. Like, it's written pretty big and like there's spaces and stuff. Shouldn't be too difficult. I really love Victoria Schwab's writing, V. Schwab, depending if she's writing YA or adult. And I haven't read this trilogy yet, and the second book just came out and a lot of people have been raving about it, and I love her writing, so I just need to get to it. And it is This Savage Song, which again, it's a dystopian society where when someone does something bad, there's a monster that is created and you're following 2 main characters, one of them being a monster and one of them being human, and there's no romance. Usually there's never any romance in her books, so if that's something that you really don't like, I highly recommend her as an author. But yeah, I need to read this. I need to read the second one. I can't wait to get to it because so many people have been saying that it's amazing. This month I decided to make you vote for the book and include me talking about them so you can decide which one between these 3 I need to read this month. I will either start the Grisha trilogy. This is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, because I want to read Six of Crows, which is a duology in the same world, but I want to start with the Grisha trilogy even though less people enjoy it. So do I start this in the hope of finishing the trilogy and then reading Six of Crows? Or do I read The Iron Trial by Ollie Black and Cassandra Clare? All I know is that it kind of reminds people of Harry Potter just because there's a magical school. This one is middle grade. This one was YA. And the last option is Scythe. Is that how you say that in English? By Neil Schusterman. This one is a dystopian utopia society where people just don't die anymore, and then they have to have people that just kill people to maintain population or something. Something like that. So, which one shall I read this month? You let me know in the comments. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this TBR. Let me know in the comments which one I need to read. Let me know if you have any opinions on the books that I am planning on reading. Let me know what book you are also planning on reading. Are you planning on participating in the readathon or not? I don't know. I feel like I'm having a little bit of an overdose of readathons because 2 in a row was like a little much. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and to subscribe and not miss any future videos. I will be linking on the screen other videos that I've done in the past, so if you want to see more, don't forget to check those out. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.